back. Football.
He's a rookie. He's also half Puerto Rican. I don't know if y'all.
You already know what time it is.
Someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. On our show too, as well, we're all about mental health awareness.
Yes.
Off and on the field.
Woo! We are here. We are here. Let's go. Come on.
Hello.
I know you missed our beautiful faces. I know it. I know it. You have missed us so much, and we have missed you. We have totally missed you.
Yes, we
I'm
have.
sharing this with everybody. We got to get on and share.
Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you.
It is that time, that beautiful time. Come on, get in here. It's going down. Let's go. Let me make sure I share this with our fans. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It's on and popping today, guys. What you all have been waiting for. Ladies, I'm so excited about this show today.
I'm excited too.
As you can tell, we have missed each other. We have all missed each other very much so. So, it's the new year. What's up, Chris? It is the new year.
Hello.
And we're back. We're back. Ladies Takeover is back. Man, all right. So I hope everybody is tuning in. Come on, share, like. We need it all today. It's going down. Hey! You see all the comments. Right.
Hello, Sean. Hello, Chris.
Sean? We know you're going to be on here today. We know you're going to represent.
Yeah.
Hello.
Let's go. All right, we got to kick this thing off. What's going on? What's going on? We got to kick this thing off. Welcome to Let's Talk Over. Let's talk football. Let's take over. Woo! It's the new year. We hope you guys had a fantastic new year. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves. I am Janae Struther, and the beautiful woman I have right next to me is...
Hi, I'm Kate Elverson, creator of the Ladies Takeover, and I'm just so pumped to be back for the new year. Happy 2024!
And right under me we have...
Hi. Hey, Delilah here. Hello, everybody. We're back. Hey, everyone. I've missed these women so much. We just took a holiday break. You know how it is. So we're happy to be here. I'm so excited to be here with Kate, Janae, Nicole, and all the fans watching. Remember, chime in, like, comment, share. You know, join in the conversation. We always love to hear from you. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Hello,
All
hello,
right.
hello.
And last but not least, who do we have?
My name's Nicole. I am the Saints' last hope. Hello, everyone from the NFC South. We're still at it.
Woo! They have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. They do have a chance. Let's go. Let's go. And we are excited that you guys are joining with us today. Shout out who you are. We definitely want to give you a shout out. Oh, man, we're going to get into all of that. Don't you worry. We're going to get into all of that because that's what we do. We talk football, and we got a whole bunch of things.
Oh, that's Tabby Melvin. Hey,
What's up?
Hello.
Oh, go blue. We got to go blue in there.
Go blue.
Wait, for Sean?
From Sean and Kat. Let's go. Let's go. We love it. What's up, family? What's up, man? You guys are already making the show. We got to kick it off, man. Happy New Year. If you guys didn't hear it at the beginning, we love you guys. Super glad that 2024 has started, and we're going to kick it off with a bang, okay? So we hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's get on to it. What do we have for our very first segment, Delilah?
All right, here we go.
Ooh, ladies, we got to talk about some drama. Yes, Nicole, the drama of this week was insane. Ooh.
Oh, we got to talk about the drama. If you know about Ladies Takeover, we talk about drama. And since we already had somebody kick off one of the topics, we're going to go ahead and start it off with the famous call. The referees unfortunately got a bad call for the Dallas Cowboy Detroit game, which everybody said was a pivotal call because it maybe have determined the seeding, what's happening in the league. Ladies, what do we think about the ref's call? What are we honestly thinking? Kate, I'm going to come to you first because I know you had a lot to say on your Facebook that night. Very heated, diehard family of Detroit. What you thinking?
If you saw in my name, it says Kate Decker reported Elverson. I mean, Brad Allen needs to be fired and told he needs to go bye-bye because this is his third blunder of the season. 3 strikes, you're out, right? He's a poor excuse for a ref, in my opinion. And so Decker reported Skipper wasn't even near him. He was coming off the field and walked up near them, but wasn't the one who reported. So, yeah, and Dan Campbell explained he told the refs going into the game that this is what was going to happen and who was going to report and who wasn't. And I feel the refs got it wrong and cost them that win against your team. So, but you can't change the past, can you? But I feel the Lions were robbed too, Christopher Cole. I think that the 2-point conversion should have stood, and Decker reported, Sean. There was clear Goff. There's video of Goff sending him over to report and saying you need to go report. So anyway, it is what it is. It's all over with. But Brad Allen, I hope you live a poor excuse of a life and everything is miserable for you from here on out.
Oh, man. It seems like the Detroit fans are fired up. Delilah, what you think?
We have billboards now that say Decker reported all over Detroit.
Oh, that's what that was.
Let's see. All right, Delilah, what you think about it?
I just think I've talked about this on the roundtable. I think the issue is just consistency. It's the thing is with this referee, people have pointed out that he's messed up more than once. And so they were talking about the infamous Eagles Miami game. I never realized that he didn't call any penalties against the Eagles. They were all Miami. And they said that that's unheard of. Like not even one, not even, you know what I mean? Like not one penalty. And, the infamous, Mahomes, whatever. I don't care what you feel about the Chiefs. The point is that he has been he's been the guy for all these 3 games where the calls were questionable. But I think it comes down to what we've said in other football shows. I know the show y'all talk about it as well. Talk about the roundtable. It's consistency. That's really what it is. I think that's why fans get mad is because we see, you're right, it is a call, but you don't call it all the time. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. It's like, if you're going to make that call, then it should be consistent. And I think that's where going into the training's got to be better. They got to do better with training these referees, looking, viewing, that all that stuff is what fans are saying, because it does look sometimes questionable when it's like, okay, but like we see these things happening and we don't see calls in other games with other teams. I think that's really the problem is the play calling isn't consistent and it's bad. And it's not just me. I mean, a lot of people are reporting on officiating just being awful overall in the NFL. And so I think that's really what it is. I think that if officiating was better, if it was consistent, if like those calls were called every time with it, you know what I mean? Like consistently across the board, then no one would question it. Then no one would say like, well, really, why'd you make that call at that point? And I think that's why fans are mad. Like regardless if you're a Detroit or Cowboys fan, is consistency, because there's been games where it's gone the other way where Cowboy fans look at the calls that they're like, hey, what's going on there, right? So that's what I'm saying. So that's really what it comes down to. And I think if the NFL, doesn't want us to, hold up billboards saying Decker, whatever, like they've got to do a better job. And it's not just me. It's just sports people who analyze this stuff more than even we do have said the officiating is bad. Like they got to do better.
Yeah. All right, Nicole, what you think?
This guy, I feel bad for him, Taylor Decker, he's got a lot of media and press on him now to like, say certain things or do certain things, and he's trying to, I think, clear the air that even though maybe he like clearly something was miscommunicated, like with the refs, hearing or whatnot, that was a big call that's now ruptured a little bit of, I think, I hate to have these little ribbons pull at and tug at the NFL for their reputation, but there are other sports in other countries of, I think, even remember of, you know mass corruption, and I don't ever want that to even seep into the NFL or anything like that, of with the referees and repercussions, like, and in thinking of, I feel bad for both parties is what I'm trying to say. I guess feel bad for the ref, and I guess I feel bad for this Taylor Decker. And I'm a little biased with the Cowboys. I'm happy that they're going through. So that's my thoughts.
I appreciate that, Nicole. I appreciate that.
All right, Nicole.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this incident needs to now figure out a way that there can be more of a sound off, basically like a loudspeaker with what is done when somebody comes up to the ref, so you can hear what is said, because everybody can have their opinion on it. Everybody can see it in different views, different ways. You see that he's looking at 70 come in, maybe messing up the number when it came to giving it to the Cowboys. You remember, he did say 70 is eligible to the Cowboys defense. It was never even mentioned that 68 was eligible at all, which is why it's so wide open. But it also comes to the fact where the refs definitely have to do better. If you want to point out that play, then we can definitely point out the play where the Cowboys just had it and they said there was tripping. Not one incident of tripping. They've proven it. They zoomed in on it. Not one tripping at all. Hutchinson from the Detroit Lions trip, but it was called on the Cowboys. They are really not getting it right, and it's aired that they're not getting it right. So regardless of call, no call, this is an important job. I know that they have to do training for this job. I just feel like now that we're getting man-made mistakes, because we do make mistakes, that there has to be some type of video camera, hearing camera that can hear everything that is done on the field. So that way there's never a controversy on 68 reported. No, he didn't. I saw 70 do this. We can actually get an audio recording of a player coming up to a ref and saying what's happening. Because now we have to now only say, oh, well, there's a he said, she said. But just like the commercials, let's go to the replay. Let's go to the replay. Let's figure out what exactly happened, because you could have fixed that right then and there. So I definitely think that the refs got to get it right. Fortunately, it worked out for my team. I'm sorry, Kate, but
don't worry. Well, if we have to get you again in the playoffs, we'll get you.
There we go. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. And this way, and like Delilah said, it's happened. It's not just the first time it's happened. This has happened. And I think what Delilah was saying, the pivotal moments are what people hold on to. But we got to make sure that they are getting this right. Such a serious game. We're getting ready to go into you look, I got to keep the mind of both sides and just everything. The ref, I want accountability for them too. What if Brian Allen is telling the truth? What if he didn't get it? And now we're saying that, he's lying. He ran up to him. But what if there was a miscommunication where, Decker didn't get to really say what he needed to say, or he didn't hear him? We can prove all of that with actual more cameras. They're doing it for the replay calls. We're doing it for the fouls. We're doing it for everything else. We need to be doing it for the refs. They got to have a backup accountability, period.
I agree.
We love you guys' comments, man. Thank you. Thank you for my new mic.
It would just be nice to have the NFL hold them more accountable than backing them all the time, too.
Yes, and that's what they're going to do.
And that's the part that
coaches and players can't say anything. Of course, Dan Campbell wanted to get up there and say, daggone refs messed us up. But you can find.
I wish they could find the refs for their bad performances like they can find the players for speaking out against them.
Absolutely.
There needs to be dual accountability.
100%.
Football fantasy for the refs.
I don't feel bad for bad refs. I feel no remorse.
Set up some fines. But it's such an important game, or such an important time right now with 17 and 18, where so many things are decided. Things that what also makes it elevated. But we can talk about it all day. We can go back and forth. Everybody knows, something, but we weren't in that position. And I think, it sucks that an awesome play got taken back. But it also, as you can see, it just sucks the fact that, even the wrong player was given to the Dallas Cowboys. They aired that. But I wish the conversation, everything was in there so we could hear it all. Know that Brian Allen for sure messed up, and find him accountable. Fines need to be given out, because that way it'll make him be more serious about these calls that they're just randomly throwing out.
If this was his first mistake, I could understand, but knowing he's blundered a lot this season, it's maybe time to remove him from the NFL reffing altogether.
Yeah, I don't know if that will happen, but I think that it should be more training done for all referees. I'm unanimous on that. Training. Like, they need to be. The games are on Sundays. They need to be at least twice a week training.
Yeah, they should.
100%.
The guys got to show up for training camp. You got to get a training camp for reps. Have them in there
every day. You guys need to be practicing different scenarios and all of that.
Send them to the training camps too to practice.
Yes,
like the local team.
Training camp, the boot camp. They have it all. But you guys know we can talk about that all day. Super happy that you guys are chiming in on the comments. You guys make it so special. For the second drama, how do you guys feel about a Super Bowl champion being disrespected? Sean Payton and the Broncos have just, in my opinion, disrespected Russell Wilson by benching him the last two games, by us finding out that they wanted him to restructure his contract, knowing you've been talking trash about him all year long, but you want to come to him after he beat the Chiefs and say, restructure your contract or we're going to bench you. He's decided that he wanted to keep his money just like any other player would that's getting ready to get their head pounded in by a defense. And now you're benching him, not showing the man respect, when we know the games that they have won this year are due to Russell Wilson. The wide receivers we've talked about, Jerry Jeudy, all of these players have not stepped up. Russell Wilson has had to do miraculous things to get them to where they are now. And for them to still have a chance to, and now it's a small chance, to get into the playoffs, how do you do that? It's just, I feel like it was disrespect. But ladies, I want to get your opinion, because yes, I know that it hasn't been ideal, but a new coach, new situation, 1 year, I feel like Sean Payton, as the guru coach we all know he is, could have at least taken the time to give Russell Wilson 2 years. You're not going to be a Super Bowl champ the first year you come in. You got to fix things. You got to adjust things offensively, defensively. Do you think that it should be all on Russell Wilson, and what is happening to him right now is valid? Delilah, what you think?
Oh, no, I've been vocal about this. I think that the way I honestly didn't realize it was until Ryan Clark. Okay, because we didn't realize what the behind the scenes was. And all these guys have like their insiders, and I didn't realize all the stuff that Sean Payton said to Russell, the things that I'm still for myself. When I heard that he told them stop acting like you're running for office and kissing babies, like that kind of comment to me is there's a little undertone to that kind of comment, because everyone knows that Drew Brees is the same way. Both of these men have been very vocal about their Christian upbringing, and that they're both Christian men, and they're both use their platform for good and positivity. And that's what they do. They go out there and they do good works, and they hug people, and they meet with their fans, and and they show all of that. And so I agree with Ryan Clark when he said that. Why didn't he ever say that to Drew Brees? Because Drew Brees was out there doing the same thing as Russ, winning games, blah, 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 kissing babies, all that stuff. But then he comes in with that type of attitude. And Russell, being the man with integrity that he is, you never heard like other players would. Like players would be tweeting this, right? We've seen repercussions of players being really upset and tweeting a comment and then having to delete it and backtrack. Russell has shown a lot of humility, and he's shown a lot of restraint, in my opinion, to someone who's coming in and already talking down to you. Quarterbacks are captains of the team, especially veteran quarterbacks, and a Super Bowl champ, like you said. Those are your team captains. How are you coming in speaking 100%. To a quarterback that way? It's crazy to me. I was like, what? Yeah, and working out on the plane, guy, you know what I mean? Like, Russ is gonna Russ. And I think that it's crazy that they benched him like that, because they were forcing him to change his contract. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I care about my money too. It has nothing to do I'm like, wait a minute, you signed me for this, and you want me to do what? Like restructure my, And by the way, the NFL Players Association is looking to take action against the Denver Broncos for that reason, because they're saying that they violated Russell Wilson's contract by threatening to bench him and then actually benching him.
Yeah.
Because they're saying you can't really do that. You can't say someone like, hey, hold their arm behind their back and say, oh, you got to change your contract or we're going to bench you. So I think that the way that they treated him is abysmal. And I know Denver was trying to start over, new ownership as well, and trying to have a fresh outlook and, start fresh and have this not the way to do it. Like, absolutely. It's one thing to be upset with a player's type of play. And I get that, like, okay, maybe you don't fit the system or maybe whatever, but just all the ways that he was spoken to by Sean Payton is, to me, like, just severely disrespectful.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Kate, what you think?
I don't think it's been handled properly at all, because let's just face it, Sean didn't treat his other star quarterback the way he's treating Russell at all. And it's almost like you see it like almost like a mob boss going up to like his little peon saying, if you don't do this right, you're, I'm taking you out, basically. But Sean Payton's got to know you don't become great overnight. You got to build. You got to get the pieces in. You got to draft. Instead of benching Russell, he should be working with him. He should be getting him the right quarterback coach that he thinks he needs to come back to greatness. It's kind of like the whole thing we talked about a while ago. Like, you don't do drastic things. Drastic times don't call for always drastic measures.
Yes.
Like 100%. To use Michigan, for instance, took Harbaugh how many years to get to where we're at right now? It doesn't happen overnight. He had to go out and get the right defensive coordinator, the right offensive coordinator, the right quarterback coach, the right defensive line coach. You got to get the right pieces in there. And I can see why he's asking him to restructure his contract, because they gave a lot. Denver gave up a lot to pay Russ what he's getting paid, and they gave up a lot of draft choices to get what they've gotten in him. So I'm sure they're asking him to restructure his contract so they can go out and help maybe bring better pieces in. That's why they usually ask a player to restructure their contract. I can understand why Russ doesn't want to. He wants to keep his money. But I mean, maybe they need to sit down and meet each other halfway. Maybe Russ goes, you know what? I'll defer some of my pay right now so that you can bring in some better talent to help me out. If you want me to do this, you got to do this for me too.
You gotta respect me. You gotta respect me. You
Me
can't treat me
too.
like trash and then
Right.
ask
You
me
got
to
to treat
change my
me
money.
like this. You want me to be great? Then I need you to draft A, B, and C for me so that I can go out there and do that. I need a better offensive line to help protect me so that I can go out and be the great Russell Wilson that I know I can be. I need you to do they need to compromise instead of you're on the bench, I'm right, this is how it's going to be. Why can't they come and compromise?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think it's all wrong. And like Delilah said, I feel like there's certain undertones there that are not politically correct. And I hate to say that about Sean Payton, but it's how I'm feeling and from what I see.
Yeah.
And because you can't treat Russell this way, but you put Drew Brees on a pedestal, basically. So I hope they can work it out. I hope that Sean Payton can swallow some humble pride and see the greatness he has in Russell Wilson and is willing to maybe say, you know, I should give him a second chance to make a first impression and work with him and develop him, get him to know his play schemes and get him to know his playbook. I think part of Russell is he was so used to the Carroll system. To get used to a new system doesn't always take just one season. So there's a lot of moving parts and pieces to this, but if it would be nice to see them compromise because if Russell has to go somewhere else, he's just going to show Sean Payton what he gave up.
Yeah.
And the greatness that he gave up.
Absolutely.
So maybe it's best for Russell to move on and say, I'll show you so. I'll show you what you gave up.
Very true. Because I mean, hey, people think grass is greener on the other side, but that's not always the case. All right, Nicole, what you think?
I've had a long history with this man. It's like a relationship. But I mean, I knew it, and I knew it right from the get-go. As soon as I got into this Saints, my brother's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Why? Do you know who Sean Payton is? This was in 2006, around 2007. And I just think they are so holy Saints, but I do think that maybe they might have made a deal with the sinister, and this might be a little bit of his, his game and his system of how it's always gone. But now this is different, and I think that Wilson should get all you can, come on over and beat him at his own game over here. But I
see what you want. You want him on the
That would be
stage.
awesome.
No, but I do know that knowing him as a coach, he has a very regiment and almost pretty brutal. I mean, he got ex-nayed from the NFL and suspended for a year. You know what I mean? For going for that whole entire thing that we should not speak of. Maybe I don't know. But he is, and now he was out of it for a little bit. You know, in his studio, and then he's back with it. So I think it's starting to be a different game than what he's used to playing, and yeah, not respecting one another and all of that. Like, disavow. And yeah, I don't think the system of what's going on there in benching is not, even with a guy like Russell Wilson. He is, like you said, a Super Bowl winner, and there's still lots to go. And that's how I think I feel right now, is that I did not know that this was happening because that was out of my scope a little bit. But I hate that we have to claim him in his history of. I understand a little bit of his coaching style. I don't know. It sucks, and I don't agree with it. Should be called out.
Yep, sorry. A definitely different coaching, different people. Sean Payton is not, you know,
We have a frozen co-host right now, so
no.
we'll wait to see if she can unfreeze. But in the meantime, yeah, we'll see what happens in Denver, and we'll see what goes
Sorry,
on.
Tina.
Are you there, Janae? But we'll see what happens in the future with Denver and the Broncos and Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. We were going to have a third topic to cover in drama. We'll see if Janae can come back and finish that for us. But Delilah, maybe we should move on to our next segment and see
Yes.
if she can come back.
We'll see if she goes. No, he's not the same player. It's more the way it's done. That's what we're questioning. We're questioning the way that he was benched and the way he was treated and the way he was talked to. It's the way it was done. Like we get, like that's really what we're asking, is the way that Denver decided to approach, or not Denver and the coaches decided to approach this way. That's what we were questioning, right? Is the way that they did it. But that's really what it was. Yeah, so we're going to come back with Janae's third topic, because she always has 3 drama and they're always really good. So hopefully she comes back for the third. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to our next. Oh, wait.
Do you think something
I have
happened?
no idea what just happened.
Woo!
No idea what just happened, but I am back.
We're ready for our third topic. Yay! She made it back.
Glad you guys are tuning in. I don't know what just happened with my computer, but okay. So, topic number 3. We have all been to a game where maybe a fan has pissed us off. We know that what it is like to have somebody root against you, or while you're at a game and you get fired up. But never in my existence have I thrown a drink at somebody. And it seems like even the top of the top, the richest of the richest, Mr. Temper, could not control himself and threw a drink on the Jaguar fans. The Carolina Panthers have had a rough year. But I don't think that I've ever been mad enough to throw my drink and be just tasteless, classless at all to do that to somebody. To me, throwing a drink is like spitting on somebody, degrading. How dare you? But it seems like, owners do get fined too, ladies. $300,000 fine went against Mr. Tepper for what he did. Throwing a drink on the opposing team fans in the owner's box, mind you. You're in your high and mighty spot and you're throwing drinks on people with regular seats. Ladies, what do you think? Was a $300,000 fine enough? Kate, what do you think?
I think it was very poor sportsmanship, but I mean, I've seen fans, because I go to a lot of Michigan games, and I've seen opposing fans do some pretty awful things, especially when it comes down to big games. I've seen some fans do some pretty awful things. So I know what it's like when games are on the line, but to be the leader of the team, it's basically saying to your players, I'm a poor sport. You can throw drinks on people if you want. He's got to lead by example. He's the big kahuna. You don't need your big kahuna going up there throwing drinks on people and fans. I mean, it's like, come on. show some grace, show some humility, show some decency to not throw drinks on people. That is very bad.
Horrible.
But like a $300,000 fine, that was probably like pocket change to him. That
Yes.
was probably nothing to him. Maybe you say, here's a fine, and I'm sorry, sir, but you're not allowed to attend the next game, even if it's at your own stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You're suspended, you're kicked out, you're not allowed to attend. We're banning you from even maybe your own stadium for a game. I mean, that would have been more of a power play to say, you're not welcome.
Yes.
Even if it's your own stadium. Sorry, you made a poor decision. You made a poor choice. You're not welcome to come watch. Kind of like putting him in the corner and making him think about what he's done.
Yes.
You know, because it just shows very much a lack of common sense and human decency that he did what he did.
Yes.
But I think the NFL could have done more to prove a point that that's not right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's really weird. I mean, Nicole, what do you think? How do you punish an owner?
First off, I like to think about this movie that first taught me about spilling a drink was wrong, and they bunch of partiers and they spilled it accidentally on a dog, and I felt bad for him. And then second off, I was also thinking about what kind of drink was spilled, and I'm one of those so-called drink collectors that at parties I will sweep those drinks off those tables even if no one is drinking them. So I would have been guzzling that down. But that's just me. I would also be that fan that drinks and guzzles that down, then goes back and turns around and says, "Excuse me, sir, I don't want you to pay the money," because he's probably like, "Oh, that was just an expensive drink." Ha ha ha. But I would like him to lose his capabilities. Like you're right, Kate. He does not get that box. In fact, the people who got to go and guzzle that, if they did, go up there instead for several weeks at a time until is paid is due, and he gets to go underneath.
Ooh,
No,
I
I'm
like
kidding.
that.
I don't know what
I like it a lot.
Whoops, baby.
I
Yes.
like it a lot.
I don't like it. I don't like spilling the drinks, but I'll drink it.
I absolutely love it. Delilah, what you think?
I agree with that. Yeah, I think that Nicole's idea is brilliant. Lose your skybox, your beautiful suite for a few games. Like Lawrence said, Lawrence is watching us. He's a Chicago fan, and that's the Facebook user. And he was saying how we only have one game left, so he should be banned next year for the first 4 games.
I think so too.
I agree. I
They can sit
wholeheartedly
in the
agree.
nosebleeds.
Thanks for watching, Lawrence. But yes, I think your idea is great. Let him lose his cushy little space and sit with the plebs.
There you go.
Okay, sit with the normies. Okay, and like get that experience because it is like, to me, I think it's crazy that he did that. I agree. I'm like, you are the owner of an NFL team and you're tossing your drink at fans. I don't care if it's the opposing team. It's like,
Horrible.
what? But it proves what my parents always said: money doesn't buy class. You either have class or you don't. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever. It doesn't buy class. And that proves it. He is a billionaire. You have to be a billionaire to own a sports team. You have to understand this. You have to be a billionaire, not even a multimillionaire, because if you're a multimillionaire, you buy some stakes, but you can't own a team. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough capital. So a billionaire literally threw a drink at a fan, and you can't buy class. That's what this proves. But yes, I agree. Let him lose that skybox. Have those fans going. I agree with no. Let them enjoy a skybox for first few games, and send him down with the riffraff like the rest of us. Not even a banishment all of us, sir.
Sit with the commoners.
Yes.
If you want to go to the game, you got to sit on the last row. Know how it feels to be the last man out there.
All right.
Put him in the high upper deck.
That's it. The high upper deck, man. All right. So, ladies, we got to talk about one more subject. And I picked this one because I feel like the people would comment and let us know what they think. There have been a lot of backup quarterbacks this season. A lot of backup quarterbacks that have done so well that they could possibly get a job. Like they can possibly either stay as a backup, become a starting quarterback. They're out there. Now, ladies, are there any quarterbacks in your head that you think deserve an opportunity? They came this year. And even some of our vets, like Flacco, they were not predicted to come back and play again. But have they proven themselves to play in the future? Delilah, what you think?
I think that a lot of these, especially young quarterbacks, I think they should be given another year. Like, I think Bryce Young, now we're talking about Carolina, he wasn't given anything. He was set up to fail. Like, they literally gave everything, not just to the Bears, but they just gave everybody away. Like, he had nothing. That is not the kid's fault. It's actually abysmal that they did not give him anything to work with. He has no receivers. He has nothing. Nothing. They don't even have a defense. He was sent to a broken team, honestly. And that's really messed up that they took this kid who was a super talent in college. You ladies are better at college than me. But from what I heard, everybody said he was a star in college.
He was phenomenal.
And then to come into a system like Carolina where you were given nothing to work with. Yes, he deserves another chance. He might deserve another team, but he's on a rookie contract, so he ain't going nowhere. So it's kind of sad that he's going to waste his first few years there because I don't see anything coming up that. I don't see anything else coming from that. And so it's a little kind of depressing and disheartening. I know that Falcon fans, as a Chicago fan with a rookie quarterback, started off and, now he's not a rookie anymore. I don't think you should give up on Ritter. The problems you're having there, and I understand, like, oh, he's throwing picks, he's throwing this, but again, same thing like with Chicago. He doesn't have the right coaches. He doesn't have people helping him. He doesn't have a quarterback coach who helps him fix those mistakes that he's making. Like, I don't think throwing him away is the right way to go. Like, they're not all going to be C.J. Stroud's guys, okay? They're not going to be C.J. Stroud, who the Texans built a team for. They had a team. They had the talent. Remember, the issue with Texas is the Deshaun Watson fiasco. Remember, that's what hurt them. They were hurt by the fact that they had a quarterback that got in trouble. Then they had lawsuits. Then they had to get rid of him and swallow that money and try to find talent. And they did. And then they had to find the right coaches. And they did find the right coaches. C.J. Stroud walked into a system ready for him. And he's balling out. And is a finalist for, a prestigious award, which we'll be talking about later. But still, like, he's being looked at as a finalist for, And so I think that's, that those guys should come back. And I'm kind of sad for, these teams if they don't help these young guys. This is why you're hearing more young quarterbacks saying they refuse to go to certain teams if they don't feel that they're going to the right place. They'd rather go back to college and spend another year at college because they're realizing that, one, they're making money at college. They're getting those NIL deals. Before you had to go to NFL to make money. You don't have to do that anymore because now you're getting endorsements. You're getting all this stuff. You don't have to risk coming to the NFL and wasting the first few years of your talent on a team that's not going to support you.
That's so true.
I think, Bryce Young should come back. I hope Carolina does right by him. I think Ritter, guys, I get it, Falcon fans, I'm sorry, but I think you guys give him another shot. and that they should actually fix the system for him.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. All right, Kate, what you think?
Well, going to what Delilah was saying, feedbacking off of her, the quarterback from Oklahoma State just was granted his 7th year of eligibility in the college. So these players are staying protected in college, not going to the NFL because they're seeing their futures and seeing what's happening. And like right now, Caleb Williams for USC is sitting in a penthouse right now that normal college football players wouldn't be able to sit in instead of going to the NFL. So they need to really look at restructuring. I get why they do the rookie contracts. They're waiting to see if they're going to be productive. They're waiting to see how well they're going to play. They're waiting to see if they're worth giving them a bigger contract and more guaranteed money when they come out of college and everything. But maybe they need to look at redoing the rookie contract format and maybe saying after year 1, we'll see how you've produced and we'll give you more money based on your performance year 1. Like if you would have done that with Aiden Hutchinson, he should have gotten a huge raise his second year because he played so phenomenally his rookie season. So I don't know if there's something they need to do there, but that's another topic. But I see like they and for the Texans, like Ryan Tannehill sat, Will Levis came in, started doing an amazing job for them. So, you know, you see Will Levis, I mean, he was supposed to be a first-round pick, ended up being a second-round pick, but he's gone out and shown that he can really do great things for the Tennessee Titans. You have great players, but the carousel thing, though, needs to stop, too. Going, okay, you had a bad performance this week. We're going to try you. We're going to try you. You got to just try. You can't be doing all that all the time with these teams and these players either. But they need to definitely do something. But a lot of the quarterbacks are sitting out of their playoff, their bowl games because they're getting ready for the NFL.
Yeah.
And everything. And we'll see what happens. This next week will be a pivotal thing for like what I think other teams are going to do in the NFL because a lot of the players in college are going to start declaring for the draft. So that's going to make the NFL teams know more about what game plays they're going to do when it comes to the draft in Detroit with their teams. But yeah, like a Bryce Young got nothing, like Delilah said. And that was unfortunate for him that he was given such a bad first year. So I think we'll wait and see what these teams are going to do because you're going to have some really good quarterbacks coming out. You're going to have Michael Penix Jr. You're going to have Drake May. You're going to have your Caleb Williams. You're going to have so many good quarterbacks coming out of college and going into this draft. So that will probably determine what a lot of these NFL teams are going to actually do. So I think we got to just hold still and see. But, look what happened in San Francisco. You gave a Mr. Irrelevant the chance to be relevant. And
Exactly.
Top Pro Bowl getter is Mr. Purdy. Top votes. So hopefully my Commanders can grab one. Oh, those are fighting words for Sean Spencer, who thinks Sam Howell is the second coming of something over there. But anyway, we'll see. I get why teams do what they do. They do it for success and pivotal, but there's a lot of great quarterbacks coming up. So I think a lot of teams are going to be given a lot of great gifts in this draft in quarterbacks. It's very quarterback heavy. So we'll see as these players declare, and we'll see in Detroit in 2024 what happens, but I there's the Panthers aren't going to draft a quarterback to replace Bryce Young and do things like that. That's not going to happen.
No.
But I we'll see. It's going to be interesting, but I definitely feel that the carousel of quarterbacks needs to stop. But I also think there's something needs to happen so to prevent all these injuries that have knocked out all these star quarterbacks this year. I haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree, Sean. Sam Howell still needs work, so I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback to replace him. But there's got to be some reason why I don't know. It's just weird to see how many star quarterbacks went out and how many replacements we've had to deal with this year.
Definitely the year of the backup and the rookie quarterback.
So those are my thoughts. So we'll see what happens this week when players start declaring.
We'll see.
We'll see in April what these teams are going to do. But, yeah, I think there's some teams that need to stick with their quarterbacks, and then there's teams that definitely need a better quarterback.
Yeah. Nicole, what you think?
Well, I do think that there has to do something with this new age and old era coming out and into the woodworks of, like, you know, our Tom Brady's are gone, our Drew Breeses are gone, you know, Aaron Rodgers is on his last leg. I don't know how the man is still standing in the dark.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love you.
Like, you know, these are the guys, you know, that I mean, Flacco has appeared out of nowhere, right? So there is, I think, a little bit of a gap right now that teams are, there's an influx of a whole bunch of, like, hey, who will fit in our system? Like, you know, I feel like a lot of teams and coaches are like shopping and dropping quarterbacks like it's the new little shopping trend. And I really do think that for some reason I feel like with the coaches and right now, like, oh, we'll restructure this and we'll make this work. And they're not letting time to let it soak in and actually take what's usable and learn and look back and develop. Yeah, exactly. So, and I just think, like I said, they're just, I don't know, in a shopping frenzy of just trying to fill that void of those legendary, and I'm not even, I do feel bad because I those were the guys, the Tom Brady's, but there's others. I'm sure you guys can mention a few quarterbacks that have been, you know, long, hard rocks for solid teams.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And I do feel like there's a little bit of a void right now. Yeah. So there's a lot of young guys that are stepping up to the plate, and I think they should be looked at a little bit more and held on to a little bit more, like a precious gem.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Somebody had said QBs used to sit for 4 to 5 years until they got to get in the game. Now there's some unrealistic expectation for these kids coming out, which is so true. We got to see Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre for a minute before he became Aaron Rodgers. We got to see these players actually have some time to learn how to be in the NFL before getting thrown out. Tom Brady
sat behind, yes.
Come on. We got to realize that it's not just an automatic thing. And because we're in this new wave of you thinking that you could just come in and be lights out, you're going to have to learn how to develop. It's going to have to learn how to become a relationship. I know this is not the first year for Russell Wilson, but 1 year with a new coach should not dictate how bad it is. You guys could definitely get better. You guys could do better. These rookie quarterbacks, you can do better. You got to get them better. Like Nicole said, learn their attributes, learn the good things about them, work around it. But it's tough out here for the rookie quarterbacks. But Dak did it. Dak came in, but I mean, like you said, Purdy, you don't even know when these players are going to do great like that. Dak is a 4th round quarterback. He was not picked in the top. Jared Goff was picked in the top. All these other players were picked in the top. Carson Wentz in the top. Dak was not thought of. So you got to be willing to take a chance. And if it works out, it works out. But if it doesn't, have some time to build. That's all I got to say. Rodgers sat for 3 years. Aaron Rodgers, imagine that. But that's my drama. And plus, we could talk about it all day. But I know we got to get to other segments. But really enjoyed you guys. And thank you for my pause that happened during the show.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you
Delilah,
for
what do
joining
we have
us.
next on the show?
All right, here we go.
And I just freaking love it. That's why I love this man. He's a big guy. He's just a big, massive piece of magic. And I just freaking love him. Josh Allen is my hot player of the week. And we were just talking about Kelsey being hot. Josh Allen is hot in every way for me, too. I love him. I love him. You can't not love that segment. Hot players, and we have the person that knows all of the hot players. If you don't know, we have a guru on this show. Kate, go ahead and give it to us.
Well, this week I'm covering the favorites that are going to be like players of the year in certain categories. So I picked 4 categories. I picked the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive rookie of the year, the defensive player of the year, and MVP. But we're going to start with some rookie love, since we were just talking about rookies, and go over who right now are considered the favorites to win those categories. So for your favorites to win defensive rookie of the year, the candidates are Jalen Carter of the Eagles, Will Anderson Jr. of the Texans, Devon Witherspoon of the Seahawks, Christian Gonzalez of the Patriots, and Brian Branch of the Detroit Lions. All 5 of them were like amazing in college, and have come in and have been very good contributors to defense in the NFL. My pick would be, quite honestly, Will Anderson Jr. I think he's done amazing for the Texans in their defense. Personally speaking, Jalen Carter's done well for the Eagles, but Will has just been phenomenal. He's just a beast. One player from Alabama that I just always thoroughly enjoyed watching. Devon Witherspoon, yeah, he's done really good for the Seahawks as well. Gonzalez for the Patriots, it's been all right, but Brian Branch has been great when he's not injured. So, but my pick would be for Will Anderson Jr. from the Texans to win that award. And the favorites to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, Delilah precursored him earlier, C.J. Stroud of the Texans.
Woo!
Puka Nacua from the Rams.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson of the Colts. Dalton Kincaid from the Bills. And I mentioned Will Levis of the Titans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good
because he's come in and done great things replacing their quarterback. But, C.J. Stroud. I can say this as a Michigan fan. I know he went to the school that I despise, but he has been amazing.
Yes, he has.
Amazing leading that Texans team. I mean, he has shown more poise and grace as a quarterback coming in that I've seen in a long time for a rookie. But yeah, Puka's done great for the Rams too. He's been very pivotal for them as well. So, and Anthony Richardson has come in to help the Colts at quarterback. We'll see. But my pick would be C.J. Stroud, to be honest with you. I don't know how you can deny him Offensive Rookie of the Year with his performance this year. He's just been lights out, balls out. His numbers have been up there with some of the greats in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on, we have our favorites for Defensive Player of the Year. We have Myles Garrett. We have Micah Parsons. We have T.J. Watt. We have Max Crosby, and Danielle Hunter. Miles has been phenomenal. Phenomenal for the Browns. You hear his name all the time. So is your Micah Parsons. That's a tough one. There's a lot of great candidates in that one. Do you ladies have any?
She mentioned him, Sean. He was second.
She did.
Yeah, he was in for Offensive Rookie.
He was
But
second.
what do you I don't know. We'll talk about it.
So who's your
Favorite-
defensive guy? Who do you think? I'm sorry.
It's between Miles and Micah. It's really a tight race between those two. I have a feeling it maybe should be Micah, but I think Miles will get it.
What do you think, Deron Bland with the record setting with the interceptions? Maybe
He's not in the hunt.
Wow.
He is not in the hunt. He's not up there for the favorites to get it.
Wow.
Yeah, she's just sharing
Yeah,
favorites
he's
based
not
on
in the he's not in the hunt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do think Miles Garrett has had an outstanding year.
He's had a very
I don't
good
even
year.
see Micah beating Miles Garrett. He's been really, really, really top tier.
So, but here we go, the big kahuna, the MVP race right now.
Woo!
We have Mr. Lamar Jackson leading, followed by Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy. Believe it or not, Trevor Lawrence, his name has been thrown in there in the last few weeks. And then Christian McCaffrey being the only running back in this talk.
Yeah, I
Because
think he'll
he's
get
had-
offensive player.
He's been a phenomenal player for the 49ers. But I personally think, and I'm sorry, after last week's performance, Lamar Jackson definitely deserves it. They've won 13 games.
Yeah.
He's been balling out. Just Lamar has shown why he deserves to be in the league and why he deserves the money that the Ravens gave him and everything else. And, right now they're my team that I feel deserves the Super Bowl the most right now. Wouldn't that be something? Two Harbaughs winning championships in the same year? I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think they'll give CMC Offensive Player of the Year. I do too. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on the rookie awards and MVP defensive players, ladies? Do you have any thoughts or comments?
I think CJ should definitely get Rookie of the Year. For a while before he got hurt, I think people forget, before he had that injury, he was out for a few weeks, he was in the MVP talks.
Yeah.
As a rookie. Because that's how crazy talented he was. But again, I give credit to his coaches, his team. They built a team for this kid, and he took it and ran with it. And so I think he should 100% win Offensive Rookie of the Year. It makes the most sense. Defense, I got to pay more attention to a little bit more. But I do think you're right. I think with Will, I think he should get it. I think he's done more for that team. The Patriots, I mean,
We all know it. We all know it, Delilah. We all know it.
Yeah.
So I get Jalen Carter. I get why he's out there. It's not just how good he is. He just has that panache, that style, kind of like Sauce, right? He's just he's got the It's not just how good he is. He's got the personality. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel that that's what gives these guys the edge.
Yeah.
It's not. And I'm not taking away from his talent. I'm just saying I think because he's got that personality, that's why I think he's in first. Because I do think Will has done a better job at defense just with that team and the Rams, especially the fact that they got a playoff spot, guys. No one ever thought that. People thought, they're hurt. It's not going to happen. They're going to the playoffs, And so that's that defense. That defense helped a lot,
Absolutely.
So I think, MVP should go to Lamar. That's it. That's my answer for that.
Love it. Absolutely.
No argument there. And I think CMC should get Offensive Player of the Year because that kid, I keep calling him kid, but it's because I realize how young they are, even though he's been in the league a few years.
Kids to us.
But CMC has been crazy. I mean, not just a running back. He can catch. We've seen him. He's fast. He's quick-footed. I mean, and for being he's short, guys. I don't think I realize how tiny he is.
He's a little pint.
and it don't matter. And so I think he'll get offensive player of the year, and
What do
Lamar
you
will
think
get
the
MVP.
defensive player?
Myles Garrett will get it.
Yeah,
I don't think that'll change. I think it'll be Miles.
Yeah, I like all of these picks. All the players that you had in there, I like them all. I think honorable mention should be Zay Flowers for Rookie of the Year because I mean,
Yeah, you're
yeah, we've
right.
seen Lamar, but we have seen Zay
Yeah,
Flowers.
you're right.
Just when you thought Mark Andrews was, him going down was going to be it for the Ravens, Zay Flowers has just been out of this world. Puka Nakua out of this world. Man, but yeah, CMC, yeah,
Yep.
ballers. So yeah, I like all the picks. I think CMC definitely going to get that Offensive Player of the Year. Definitely well deserved. And Lamar, no question about him being the MVP. What you think, Nicole?
Well, I did some research and not too much, not too little, just enough. And
I love you.
what I've come up with was um, here we go. Prescott has been 8 seasons that he's had career seasons being active. Then we go forward into the passer rating for this season. Purdy is number one at 113, and Dak Prescott is right behind him at 104. So I don't know. I'm going to give it to Purdy for that. Then on the other side, there was the defense, which I didn't get really into, but I do believe that Miles Garrett, I do like that for him. So I'm going to go with that. But that's kind of my feelings towards that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Just the fact that you mentioned Prescott, you're my favorite. But Kate, these were awesome players. You guys let us know who you guys thought, who should deserve it. We got all these categories. Let us know, please, because it's anybody's game right now. We got week 18. It is anybody's game, and we will see. The numbers are close. We will see. It could change in just 1 week. Let's see.
Let's do it.
All
right, Delilah, what we got next on the show?
I'm all about women empowerment. I mean, it's one of the things that I talked about when bringing this topic into this group. I really respect women and their roles, and I think a woman's place can be in the NFL.
Woo! Women in the NFL. You gotta love it, man. This would not be the greatest women's show of all time if we didn't shout out also amazing women. Who do we have today for women in the NFL?
Well, since it is Happy New Year 2024 and oh so more, I was going to look at more so a overall of how these women all come to be in the NFL. We talk about them, every week of every kind of different aspect of the NFL, such as, working outside the NFL and college sports or working with football media. They even have, there's women all around. There's the coaches' wives, the significant others, the mothers of the NFL. And then there's also female football players. So this kind of, I wanted to overlook a little bit with specifically the women's initiatives that is stated on, I don't know if you guys ever taken a look. It's a football operations website. That's where I kind of fell into this rabbit hole. And they have essentially a NFL women's community. So that's kind of cool. We're connecting women all across the sport of football. So this is where I got to learn about how they have essentially it connects women all across, and they give out different resources for inspiring and encouraging women in the community of the NFL to connect and grow, which is quite cool. So the community, it provides the initiatives, it designs and implemented by the NFL club specifically for women. And you say, Nicole, what's an initiative? And I would say, well, I'll tell you about it. Clubs across the NFL have developed efforts, women's groups, and various resources for women connected to football. We are going to learn about them a little bit today. So, a couple of them I just want to go over. So, if you're working outside, they have the women leaders in college sports. If you are a woman working in the football media, they have Galvanize boot camps, where basically it's women empowerment, where it gives you the tools to succeed in the world of sports, both in front and behind the camera. So, at these boot camps and workshops, they get to learn everything that they'll need to stage to thrive while turning the so-called competition into allies. So it's not even looking at other women as competition, but it's turning it into allies and connecting. So in Galvanize, there is an army of 4,000 women, 18 to 50 years old. That's just one of them, and that's just one of the boot camps that they offer as one of the initiatives. Another one is On Her Turf, which is run by the NBCSports.com, and it is run by women for women's sports. So a lot of actually right now they have eyes on Clark feeling grateful after a clutch game winner for the WBB highlights that it's talking about. So I don't know. I just love this website. There was also too, if you're an NFL player and coach wife, they have the American Football Coaches Wives that bring it together, and they essentially have a association where they have a heartfelt for service and camaraderie of understanding of what it means to be a wife of someone who's in the NFL. And they have a board of directors. They definitely do donations and charity events. And the mothers of the NFL. That's also too another aspect of their initiative that they're trying to get the PFPMA, so Professional Football Players Mothers Association. So where you can support and help them succeed. And what they do as well with this certain one is they give people going into the draft of those families that have so much pressure on, let's set up and record in your face of what draft night's going to look like. They help give them the tools of similar experiences of different experiences through a community getting together. So that's what this initiative is all about, is just getting everyone connected in all different aspects of the NFL. So if you guys want to go and check it out, they also have the women officiating now, which is a one where they help support women pursuing football officiating as a career. So that's huge. It's women breaking down barriers across the sport of football and making NFL officiating history. So they give you guys the steps of, these are the clinics, here are the workshops. If you guys put in the work, you guys can do it too. So that's what I want to share with you guys, is everything that they kind of offer on this website, the football operations, the women's community page. Go there. There's tons of links. And this is where we get to cover those women who make it. So go and get yourself out there and check it out.
Let's go.
Yes.
Love it, Nicole. Man, this is what it's all about. Learning how to get involved, man. Just somebody said on a comment I saw, this is the first year that they saw a female ref in every game. And that's huge. That's big. And they're showing you how to do it. They're showing you how to get involved. If you're in love with the game and you know it enough and you're good enough to be an officiant, do it, because we need, as Kate said, better officiating of games. So
if we had more women, there wouldn't be any mistakes.
Love it. And I think that is absolutely appropriate. Mothers, wives, officiating, all aspects that we can get involved. Man, freaking love it. Nicole, that was phenomenal. All right, guys, we got to get on to our next segment. which is super powerful too. I love to do this segment. Delilah, what do we have next?
I think it's really nice that someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. I'm a big, tough football player, and look at me. Like, I went through it too. Like, anybody can go through it. Doesn't matter how, like, if you're an athlete, if you're a man.
Man, always uplifting people, always trying to find organizations that do great things. Delilah is on the case. What do we have for our cause in the NFL?
All right. So again, because the New Year's show, I figured I would share the finalists for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Woo!
Which again, it is an award that's given, every year to football players who do excellence on and off the field, right? And when they say off the field, so this is basically what it is. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award recognizes an NFL player for his excellence on and off the field. The award was established in 1970. It was renamed in 1999 after Sweetness. Sweetness is the nickname. I always assume that people know who Sweetness is, and that's my fault. So Sweetness is the name that we gave Walter Payton, and it's because literally he was lights out, right? Every play we saw was sweet, and even though I covered him during the Versus with Delilah episode, the Sweetness followed him from college, believe it or not. But anyway, so it's named after Walter Payton, also known as Sweetness. And so basically each team nominates one player. So 32 nominees are nominated by their teams, right? To share, they're like, this guy has been like high caliber for us, has been super positive, and has commitment to philanthropy and the community, in the area around where they're from, right? And so they're nominated. I'm not going to share all 32. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do who's in the running. So I'm going to share just the top 5 because they are voted upon, not just by the, NFL Honoree Association, but fans. You can go on to NFL.com. You can go to NFL Honors. You could actually vote for who you think should win the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, by the way. So it's not set in stone yet. You have time. Basically, the winner of the award receives $250,000 for their charity of choice. So it's not for them. Again, the money's not for the player. It goes to a charity of choice. All 32 nominees, though, and that's what I like. So the number one gets the most, but all nominees get up to $55,000 that they could donate to their charities of choice as well. And so, so everybody gets something. And so the winner of this year's Walter Payton NFL Award will be announced at the NFL Honors on Thursday, February 8th. So be on the lookout for that. All right, so here's our top 5. So ready. Number 1, Ted Karras, the center for the Bengals. He launched the CincyHat.com project in late November 2022. It's funny because he said he designed this hat, the Cincy hat, for fun. And people liked it. And then he started like selling it like for fun. And then when he realized that he could use the fundings for something positive, he decided to say, you know what, people really like these Cincy hats, so I'm going to turn it into a project. And so on November 2022, the project has generated over $325,000, all profits going directly to the village of Merisi. The Village of Merisi is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit living community and service providers for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Now, that is something close to home for me. I know it is for Sean as well because he works in this area. I don't know if people know that. I'm sorry, I don't want to throw your business out there, but he's a big supporter of this as well. So the Village of Merisi is an Indianapolis-based nonprofit that helps adults who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. Karras grew up in the Indianapolis area, and he personally matched $100,000 in donations generated by this initiative that he started back in 2022. So, yeah, he collaborated with his childhood friend Matt Rainey. People should know Matt Rainey. He's also another football player. He's retired now, but anyway, whose mother founded Village of Merisi. So to further expand the marketing and promotional efforts over the past year, they have launched a website hosting several hat giveaway events. Among Karras' goal is to create jobs for the Village of Marisi residents that lost their jobs previously due to the pandemic. In the past 12 months, the Village of Marisi has expanded the number of adults they support by 60%. The HATs have allowed the Village of Marisi, which in 2020 acquired a new building for residential units, to break ground on that project. The second building is expected to be completed in 2024 and will host an additional 37 residents, many of whom will be living on their own for the first time. So what this does, it helps adults that have these intellectual disabilities have a life, because I know people don't think about it. And so they help them get jobs, to help them have a sense of independence, to help them have a sense of their own ownership, to feel worthwhile, to know that they're not, that they're not disposable, that they matter, right? That they're part of society. And so this organization helps with that. And so he supports this organization full time. So again, Karis has family members who live with autism, including a younger cousin, Joe. And he is aware that a lot of adults, once they leave school, there's not a lot of stability out there for them. So once they leave school, right, once they leave like the school system, they're now considered adults and they're kind of on their own. And so this organization helps them find jobs and be, worthwhile and have some sort of independence. And so that's Ted Karis. He is the center for the Bengals. I love when these big guys, it's just something about these big guys, centers, I love when these big guys are the ones with the biggest hearts out there that do these like wonderful things. So right now he's in the running for first place, but again, that could change. Number 2 is Lane Johnson, another big guy. He's the offensive tackle. He's the offensive tackle for the Eagles. Again, I like when these big guys go out there and do beautiful stuff. So Johnson announced his partnership with Kooth. It's a free and confidential mental health service for Philadelphia youth. As a Kooth ambassador, Jason raised awareness for the program, ensuring that underserved youth or those hesitant to discuss their mental health are aware of accessible resources. This year, Johnson made an effort to localize his advocacy in the community, leading several talks on mental health acceptance, and he spoke about his own anxiety, depression. I don't know if people realize, but he was out a few games with the Eagles, saying that he just had, mental, he needed to deal with his mental health. I remember people making fun of him, which is awful because we got to get rid of that taboo. But he's been open about that, and his treatment, his journey, including one at the local mental health clinic in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at the end of last year. So he goes around, he shares his story, saying, "Listen, I get it. I've been there. I've been where you are." And so he supports, again, this program to, again, get people talking about it and to make sure that they know that's okay and that there's treatment and there's resources that they can go to help them, even if they don't have resources, right? Again, it's making sure that the underserved, those kids and the youth and these people who don't normally have access, that they know that there is access for them, that there's a place for them, that they can find help and they don't have to deal with all these issues on their own. He also has the Gold Star Family Initiative, where he meets with families of, Gold Star family members. Those are usually, those are members that have lost a family member in action. And so he meets with them to, exchange stories, and he provides an opportunity for these families to meet, gather, and share, their experiences. Because again, that's another area of people that need an outlet.
Absolutely.
So he's in second place. And third, and I don't think I have to tell you who he plays and what he does and who he plays for, is Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, I know, gets a lot of flack, but he does a lot of good stuff. And so I did talk about his organization before, 15 at Mahomies. I think it's a cute name.
Mahomies.
So, yeah, the Mahomies. I think it's adorable. But again, he's third in the finalists. He partners with the Boys and Girls Club of America. He contributes $1,500 for every Mahomes touchdown. Think about how much he is giving. Wow. So every touchdown he gets, he contributes $1,500. It's also making $1.625 million contributions to a multi-year commitment to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and improve their facilities. I don't think people realize how important Boys and Girls Clubs are. They go to places where kids don't normally have a positive place to go, and it's always free. A lot of these resources are free. I don't think people know that, or really low cost, and a safe environment where kids can do art, where they can learn, where they could get tutored. Just an amazing organization, and so he supports it as well. So one of the big initiatives that he does is the Read for 15, which is combating literacy. And so basically he's getting people to at least read for 15 minutes, right? Nothing crazy, but to get them to do it. So the Read for 15 program has helped 19,500 students that pledged to participate in this initiative, leading to a 12% increase in reading scores by schools who participate in his initiative. Because he's getting these kids hey, read for 15 minutes at least, to get that going. It's the idea of getting kids into it and not feeling like it's a punishment, right? And so again, he's a literacy initiative. He has within that, he also has a volunteer for 15. He's getting kids to volunteer because again, a lot of high schools do require volunteers to graduate. And so in his program, he gets you into that volunteer emphasis on volunteering. He has over 500 students that participate in 2022, which resulted in 12,844 service hours. So he's helping these kids get engaged, not just in advocacy and being volunteers, but getting those hours that they need so that they can graduate. As well as the final part of this program is 50 for 50 for 15. That's why it's called 15 at my homies, is supporting 15 programs, even though he supports more. But basic groups of 15 have been supported ways. Basically, he works with the NFL and they find 15 groups that they kind of adopt and they basically support during the season, like funding adoptions for rescue dogs, supplies for families, supplies for forever homes, supplies for schools, camp home scholarships for youth battling cancer. And so it has also outfitted youth football teams with equipment, jerseys, covered educational tutorial programs for urban students, funded scholarships, has supported and aided anti-bullying organizations, and supported the Special Olympics. So whatever we think about Mahomes, he does do a lot with his, with who he is. And so he's not just sitting and using his eliteness, you know what I mean, as a quarterback and being out there and be the current, the guy of football. He's using it to do a lot of good. And so those are your top three. I'm not gonna go over everything that the last two do, but I'm just gonna round up. Number 4 is Harrison Phillips. He's a defensive tackle for Minnesota. And then number 5 is Deion Dawkins, the offensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills. He's also top 5. So they rounded up the top 5 again because they actually support a lot of different organizations within their communities, and they do a lot of good work. And so they are the top 5. And so if you want to learn more about them, if you go to the NFL website, you go to the NFL awards nominees, you can vote for the one you think you should win it all. But again, everybody's still going to get $55,000. But the number 1 will get $250,000 for their charity.
Woo! That's beautiful. Awesome. That is absolutely freaking beautiful, man. The Walter Payton Award. It's an amazing award. I mean, these players, not only do they make a lot of money, but they put their money where their mouths are. And they donate, they give back to the communities that they know need help. She just talked about Lane Johnson going through his own struggles and not being ashamed to say it and not being ashamed to say, I can help people get through it. So I think that these are phenomenal men that are truly putting their money where their mouths are. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh man, that was a great cause. All of these players, they deserve it. Like she said, you can vote. Get on the NFL app. We all have it. Please vote. Make your voice heard. Yes. This is what we can do. And at the end of the day, like she said, they all get money and they all get to get money to contribute to these organizations. But let's see who can win a little bit more. And I know one of these stories touched your heart. I know they touched my heart, and I know who I'm voting for. So we got to get on to our last segment. Thank you guys for sticking with us. But we got one more thing we got to do, and we got to end it on this note. What do we got?
But you need to like not give up and just try your best to persevere through whatever you want to reach, right? Whatever goal, whether it's short goal, long goal, whatever, just perseverance is key. And I know it's hard.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about. Ladies have the final say. Because on this show, we do have the final say. And there's nothing you can do about it. You know what, ladies? It is the new year. I'm super, super excited that we are in 2024. I know that we have all had our individual of 2023. Something in our lives have happened in 2023 where we've had a crazy release, a crazy moment, something that we've gone through. But I saw a quote that's so perfect. It says, "Cheers to the new year and another year to get it right." So I just want to make sure that we know that no matter what happened in 2023, we have an opportunity to change it all, go into 2024 with a clear mind, new things, new opportunities, new blessings, new things just for us. And so, yes, 2023, some bad things may have happened, even some good things may have happened. But just remember, a new year brings new things and even better. We'll learn from what happened in 2023 to make 2024 better. So I'm super excited that this ladies show got to happen again this year. And I can't wait to see what we do. We have so many people that are tuned in, involved with the show. They love the show, and it just warms my heart that we get another 2024 to do it all over again, to make this show even better from what it was in 2023. So I'm excited for what 2024 has for me, the show, these ladies. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to tell us, what happened with you guys during out the year of 2024. So I'm wishing everybody a fantastic year. We're starting it off right. And we only up from here. Only up from here. Let's go. All right, Kate, what does your ladies have the final say?
First off, happy new year and welcome to 2024. My thing for this year is being intentional. That's going to be my word. Intentional with my friendships, making sure I'm making time for people and not just saying we're going to get together, we're going to get together.
Yes.
Not just saying I'll call you, I will call you. Really doing the thing that you say you're going to do instead of just saying it, being intentional about it. I'm going to be intentional with like my health, with making sure I'm going to the doctor's appointments that I need to go to because those are important.
Yes.
Making sure that we're intentional with our lives. And last year was a lot of trials and tribulations at our house with my dad's health. We've had a lot of hiccups and everything. And this year I'm going to be more intentional about myself as well. Because last year I really didn't feel I was, but we got to remember to put ourselves first as well as putting other people first. So make sure you're intentional also about yourself, making sure if you need to take that walk, you're taking the walk, making sure if you want to read that book, you're reading that book, making sure if you need time to yourself, you put yourself in an adult timeout and you just be with yourself. I don't think we do that enough of that in our busy lives, putting ourselves first, but be intentional. Be intentional. That is like really a key. If you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. If you want to achieve something this year, achieve it. And don't be afraid of your age or what's going on in your life. Just be intentional but remember to put yourself first because I don't think we do enough of that in our lives. But 2024 is going to be a good year. I just have a good feeling about it. I have a good thing in my soul that says, you know what? this is the year that I take things back that I neglected last year, and I want Janae, you to have a beautiful 2024. Delilah, I want you to have a beautiful 2024. Nicole, I want you to have a beautiful 2024 because you ladies are beautiful to me and you mean the world to me. And I love you three with all of my heart and soul. And you guys all deserve the best of the best. And
Love
all of the listeners and viewers, so do you. But these ladies mean the world to me.
I love it. I love it. We love you. We love you.
Yes.
All right, Delilah, what you got for ladies have the final say?
Well, they covered the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, then I might as well end with a sweet quote. And one of his quotes, and it's not actually dark. I'm going to say this, and you'll see why it's not, right? And so he's one of his quotes is, "Never die easy. Why run out of bounds and die easy? Make that linebacker pay." And then he goes on to say, "It carries into all facets of your life. It's okay to lose, to die, but don't die without trying, without giving it your best," right? And so it sounds crazy, but you have to understand that this man battled cancer at the final stage of his life, and that's why he died so young. And he's saying, just carry that dog with you, right? Just I know, like, 2023 was rough. A lot of, it's been crazy, but keep fighting, keep trying, take that dog fight with you. Do whatever you need to do to have a little glimmer, something to keep going. Hold on to something, somebody, whatever it is, and keep trudging along. Don't give up. And just make sure you keep going.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna get that dog. I promise, Delilah. I'm gonna be that dog. I'm gonna go out with a fight. Let's go. Let's go. Nicole, what does your ladies have the final say?
Well, last year was crazy. Had some ups and downs, but I'm ready for 2024. And I just wanted to go back into the Walter Payton Man of the Year award too as well. And I just wanted to say, like, we need more people like that out in the world. It's crazy out there, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of divide also too with money and hoarding it all, and saying like this is, instead we should be like the Walter Payton and giving those awards and achievements out to those kind of people, and it making it a competition of who can help the who the most,
Right?
and that is the accolades. Those are the Bill Gates of the world.
Yes.
That's what I've always hoped for, in that we need to work together in, helping each other out. And like I said, I think that is one way of, we need more Walton Payton awards for different things other than football, for those multimillionaires to, put accolades on their records of their millions. And I don't know, I just want to put that out there, and helping a friend out, if you guys can, or if you can provide a smile to someone's face, do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, I'm just so full, because I think all of our ladies have the final say was right on the money for the beginning of 2024. And I'm just excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what is going to happen with us, guys. I'm elated. I'm elated. I know I wanted to use that word. I'm elated about just how great everything is going to be for us. I feel it. Like Kate said, I feel it's going to be a good year. I know it. I know it. I know it. All right, guys. We went on. I know we had a longer show today, but we have not seen you guys in 2 weeks. So we thank you guys for bearing with us
Thank you.
for an hour and 30 minutes. Man, you guys are freaking phenomenal. That's why we know we have the best show out, because you guys will stick around and hang with us all this time and have some fun with us for the ladies takeover, man. But we will see you guys next week, next Thursday. It's going down. Week 18 will wrap it up, and we are super excited. Oh my gosh. The season has been amazing. And we got those playoffs. Let's go. So we'll see you guys next Thursday, same time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You already know all the other standard times. We will be here and right on time, man. We're super excited. Can't wait to tune in with you guys. It's going down. All right. We love you guys. We're signing out. We'll see y'all next week. Have a fantastic rest